Today we're going to talk about how to take the background out of a picture. Now, if your background is very uniform, there isn't much of a problem. All you have to do is use the magic wand selection in a paint program such as PaintNet. But if your background has a lot of colors, this is just not going to be possible, or at least it's going to take a very long time. So what I'm going to show you today is a way to shorten the process. Now, I prefer to use free programs, so that's what I'm going to show you today. I found a program called Picture Cutter Guide. It has a paid version, but it also has a free version, which really does work very well. So I've opened a picture of a beautiful rose that I took one day, and I put it into Picture Cutter Guide. And now we're going to see how this works. Now, there are two ways of doing this in Picture Cutter Guide, and I'm going to use the full, which seems to work better. So what you do is you take the green button, which is Object button, and then you trace within the middle, within the object that you want to keep. So right now I'm tracing the rose, showing all the parts that I want to keep. But I also want to keep some of the leaves. I don't want to keep just the flower. I want to keep a few of the leaves along with the stem. So I'm going to go down, and I'm going to also put that green marker in the leaves and also in the stem and in the little branches, so that this stuff is kept within my picture, within my final picture. There we go, a little bit on that leaf, a little bit on that leaf, and that sounds good enough. And the next thing I'm going to do is to go and click on the red button, which is for the background, and then I'm going to trace all around the edges of what I want to keep. So this is going to indicate to the program all of the parts that I want to take, going around. Just keep going around and go all around the flower, and then around those leaves and stems that I want to keep. Even trace a little one. Okay, there we go. And then once that's done, yes, I don't want that part either. Once that's done, then I'm going to click on another button which is called Separate. And all of the red is going out all the way to the end of the picture. If I had cropped it, I would have saved the time to go out to the end of the picture. It's not a big deal, but next time I'll try to remember to crop it. And now I look at those little wavy lines around the edges to see how well this program has defined the edges of my flower. And actually it looks pretty good. There might be a few little adjustments to make, and you can make adjustments with this program. So by clicking on the green button again and adjusting the places where I see that the leaves haven't been outlined exactly the way I want them to, I can try to, just do a little bit of tweaking here. Is click on the red button and draw around the edge of that flower that wasn't defined. All right. Now that's important, because if I don't have that edge defined, it's not going to be as good. So there it goes again. I clicked on Separate again, and this time I think I've got a better edge for the flower, and the leaves are going to be pretty good too. So after this is finished, we'll take a look. See how our edges look. There they are. Now you see my flower is the tip of my flower is better, and the leaves are quite good too. So this is very good. The leaves are not easy because it's green on green, so it's not easy for the program to pick that out, and I think it's done a pretty good job. So now what I'm going to do is click on Effect, And there we're going to have it. So it puts it in a blue background. We don't get a transparent background from this program, but we get something that's a very, very good start. So now what I'm going to do is to save this picture. And I can save it with a blue or any other color background. It also has a nice effect where you can put a blur behind, so you can blur the background. So I'm going to, here I'm saving the picture. Saving the picture. And once I've got this picture saved, then I'm going to go and open Paint.net. I could open another program. Doesn't have to be Paint.net, but any program that has two tools that I need, which will be the Magic Wand tool and the eraser. So we're going to see that right now. Open up Paint.net. Okay, and there's my flower with its blue background. So the next thing I'm going to do in Paint.net is to go click on the magic wand and click on that blue background. And what that's going to do is it's going to select all of the blue background, and once it's selected, all I have to do is hit delete, and I'll have a transparent background where the blue stuff was. There we go, that's selected, and then I hit on delete. And there we have a transparent background, but we see that it's not perfect. There's a couple little blue spots down there. We'll do that. Hit on Magic Wand and then delete. Okay, and now there's not much left to do, but of course it's important to get all those little pieces out. Now I can continue from here with the Magic Wand wherever there's enough room. Now the Magic Wand isn't going to select all of this stuff because of the difference in colors between all these different greens. So you can also adjust the tolerance. See up there at the top there's a tolerance button, and that helps too, because if you increase the tolerance you get a larger range of colors. So I'm doing pretty well with that Magic Wand button. But in the end, I'm going to have to use the eraser. So what I'm going to do, once I've more or less finished with the Magic Wand, but look at how nice that is. Look at how nice that is. There's only a little bit left, and the outline of that flower is just wonderful. So all I have to do, see now I'm using the eraser, and just erase those little bitty pieces. And this is all those little bitty pieces, so that it goes from near perfect to perfect. There's another little bit in there, and what I can do too is to increase the zoom, of course. Now, there, see, the top of the flower is already done, so you can see how quick this is. There we go. That is just so well done, and you wouldn't be able to do it this well if you had to go around and erase all the parts around the flower, and it would take you forever. And I know that because that's the way I did it before I discovered this method. So it's really, really a big save. Not only a big time saver, but it just does it so well. Look at the little edges of those leaves. You get all those little edges of the leaves that are irregular, and you wouldn't be able to do that. Now see, I'm erasing around part of the leaf, and it's not going to be quite as good as the part where it's already erased, and of course it takes a long time. Now I'm just going to continue doing this, but I think you've got the idea. Go back to the Magic Wand whenever I have a large enough area to use the Magic Wand. It really works very well. Look at that, I've got a whole bunch of it out there. And I think I'm going to pause the video now and show you the final, because you get the idea. We just keep going, erasing and using the Magic Wand until it's all done. So here we are. the final product, and I've spent a little bit of time, but not that much, finishing it up. But look at how nice it is. Look at the edges of the leaves and all the details that are just right. And look at the edges of those rose petals that are just perfect. I'm really pleased with this. Not pleased with myself, but pleased with the program. And now I'm going to just I'm going to save my flower, and I'm going to save it in a PNG format because you need the PNG format to keep your transparency. JPEG doesn't handle transparency, so you have to have it in the PNG format. Once you've got it saved, there you are. Once you've got it saved, then you can add it to other pictures. You can do all sorts of things. Imagine if you're a webmaster and you make a web button. You don't want a white background. You want it to be on the background of whatever your web page is. So you just use that on your web buttons if they're not already transparent. There's all sorts of uses for it. So I hope that this tutorial has been useful for you. And it would be really nice if you sent a little bit of feedback on this, because this is my first graphics tutorial. So I have to admit that. So run on over to, if you're on YouTube, I'm putting this up on YouTube and also on my site. So if you're on YouTube watching this, take a spin over to shoestringgraphics.com. And eventually there will be more tutorials like this, and see what else you might find that's interesting over there. And thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch my other tutorials once they're done.